Hello everyone, welcome to Card Design Thursday. So today we're going to be making a fall card. Felt like it was time to do that. And I want to use some of the stuff that I've been, hauling from the Dollar Tree and from other places. Well, not recently, but my haul from Gareth's Create at Home with G and stuff. So I want to highlight some of those today in Card Design Thursday. So let me show you what we're going to be using. Now, I'm going to be using some of these little orange gems. And I'm going to be using this cute little stamp set. I don't know that if you can see it that well, but this is the image right here. It's a little scarecrow on a pumpkin, and it's just adorable. And this is one of the stamp sets that I got from Create at Home with G. And then I'm going to be using the word blessed. It was stamped, and I've already stamped that. And I'm going to show you how I did this. And then that came from this little stamp set here with like the little fall leaf, and it has blessed, thankful, so very grateful, or you can put so very blessed, so very thankful on there. So those are the two stamps I'm using. I did use my Stamp Perfect to do this, and I'm going to show you like I said, that. Then we're going to be making a 5x5 card. And so I've already got my card base made. And so this is a 5x5. And then we're going to be using some fall colors. Now, the reason I chose these colors are because of the, I'm going to be using napkin and the napkin colors. So the card base is 5x5. And my first mat is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then my next mat is 4 5/8 by 4 5/8, and then the next one is, this one is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then this one is 4 3/8 by 4 3/8. I think that's right. If not, I'll give you the proper measurements in a minute. But that is right. It's just 1/8 of an inch smaller each mat from the card base. So, then we're going to be using these really pretty fall napkins from the Dollar Tree. And I love this because it just had like a little border of the leaves around it. And it leaves you a whole space here that you can use as a card base. And I love the wood grain texture in it. So, and I'm also going to be using some of my watercolor pencils, the Pentalics. These, like I said, were gifted to me by Angie and Andrew, who is Rags, Tags, and Confections. And then I'm going to be using some black Memento ink, and then my little Morocco color Memento ink, which is really an orangey color. So, let's just get started. So, we're going to be working off this white card base for the most of our cards. So what we can do is go ahead and lay down our first two mats. And I'm just using my art glitter glue for that. You guys know that I pretty much use art glitter glue exclusively, with the exception of a few things, but it's a great glue, and it does for so many projects. So I'm just eyeballing that and putting that in the center of the card. Then I'm going to go to the orange base. So what my thoughts were, I'm just picking up some colors that were in the napkins, the green and the orange colors. And I used the base to mimic the colors, some of the colors from the texture of the napkin. Okay, so we can set that aside because we are done with that right now. Now, we're going to take our napkin. And I've already trying to decide which one I want to use. I think I'm going to use this one, this side here. Now, it's a little bit bigger than my base, and that's okay. I'm going to put it on like this, and then when it dries, I can cut it off. So very carefully, what I'm going to do, I'm using a glue stick for this. It's a whole lot neater. I learned this from Tracy Phillips, who is Gift Basket Appeal here on YouTube, and I'm hoping I have enough to do this. But you really want to make sure you get glue everywhere on the sides, especially on the corners, on the ends. Because if you don't get glue on it really good, your napkin's going to lift up, and you don't want that. Whoops. And I'm almost out. It's about to come off the thing. So this is probably my last project with this glue stick. But try to be ever mindful and not wasteful. I am using every last drop of it. And I like the purple one. It's heavy duty, but I like the purple one because I can see what has glue on it, what does not have glue on it. And I can make sure I go over and put the glue on there. Now I'm not going to touch that too much because I don't want to ruin it. So all I'm going to do is take my napkin and see which way I want it to run. Okay, and so I'm going to lay it down, basically. I'm going to turn it over like this and lay this down on it. So I'm just going to go to the edge of the napkin, make sure that's on the edge, and then I'm going to rub from the back side because I don't want to tear the napkin, and it's very easy to tear the napkin. But rubbing it like this will smooth it out, and there won't be any wrinkles in it at all. Just make sure that we have the good coverage and a good stick. Let's see when we turn it over. And if you need to, I had a little piece of, well, I must have thrown it away. Now here's my little page, you know, the ones that I tore off of it. And I'm just going to take that and rub the front side of it. And that will ensure that everything is all smooth without tearing it. Because if you have the least little bit of glue on your hands, you will rip your napkin. So you should never use your fingers when you're doing this. Always use either, you can use like saran wrap. I know Tracy uses saran wrap. You can use the lining from your paper. And so that's what I did. So that is very, very smooth and very flat. So now I'm just going to take my scissors and trim around the napkin. Try not to cut the card. And just trim the edges off of it. It is easier to cut when it still has the backing on it. And these aren't the greatest scissors. Let me use my good fussy cutting scissors. Might have to turn it around like this. Now see, my first one I did gave me no problems. Turn the camera on and there she goes. Okay. We have this trimmed down now. Alright, so now I think I'm going to leave it like this, in this orientation. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to color our little scarecrow. And basically I'm just coloring him pretty much from some colors that were on the napkin, kind of staying in that color scheme there. I just grabbed the brown first, so I'm not really doing any fancy coloring or anything. This is the little pole that he's on. I'm going to color my pumpkins orange. And it just comes out so cute. So I'm not really doing any fancy shading or anything. As you can see, I am just coloring them. So, I never like making my videos too long because I don't want people to get bored. But, somebody asked me to please leave the camera on and please color for them. So that's what I'm going to try to do today, is to color a little bit for you guys. I am not the best colorist in the world. I'll just tell you that right now. But I figure I can't mess up too bad. I'm not really doing anything fancy with this. I'm not doing too much shading or anything like that. I'm just basically coloring. So I'm just kind of color the leaves. And I am just going to go back and highlight some green areas on here, the darker green. The one thing I learned about my watercolor pencils is I don't have to use water. I can rub them like this and it'll, it really does a nice job of blending them in there. Blending the colors together. Okay. Color my stems. Alrighty. So I don't know if I want to go ahead and continue doing all this. I'm just going to say I'm using this light, kind of a peachy color to color the part of the scarecrow that's supposed to be material. And then I'm just going to use some blends of yellows and greens and orange to color the rest of the scarecrow. So you can pretty much see what I'm doing. This is basically it. I'm just basically coloring. I am not doing anything fancy. And I'm not going to use these as watercolors today. So I'm not going to use my watercolor pen on them. Although I'm very tempted to do that, I decided that I didn't really want to do that today. And I'm just going to put some of this buff into the straw. And I'm going to blend some other colors in here. I'm going to blend some yellows. Even the straw is not really yellow, y'all. And there's some up here. And this down here. And then I'm going to hit that yellow up with some brown. Just on the edges to bring it in and kind of blend that brassiness color out of the yellow. But I still want the yellow to shine through. So I'm not going over it very dark. I'm basically just putting like little lines in the yellow with the brown. Okay, so that's what we're doing for that. I think I am going to color his hat green this time. I did my other one orange. I do try to color in a circular motion. It helps keep the pencil from getting sharp lines in it. Be cute. And give him an orange necktie. I'm going to give him some brown buttons. I'm going to color his jacket yellow. He's going to be a colorful scarecrow. Okay. And then I'm going to take some of this buff color and make him a rope belt. Okay. And I think I'll give him a little bit of blue. Even though there's no blue on here, okay, I got to give him some other color. He needs to have a little color on his patches, because I am going to color his pants green. So make him a little blue heart. And a little blue patch here. So he can be like a little patchwork scarecrow. And then I'm just going to color him light green on the bottom. He's a colorful scarecrow. Okay, so this is our scarecrow. Now I'm just going to fussy cut him out, and I am not going to keep you on camera for that, so I'll be back. Okay, so I have him all cut out, and he's so cute. And we're going to put him on our card, like this. And then we're going to take our blessed and put it on here, like this, but it's going to be cut down. But I wanted to show you real quick how I did this. All I did was to put my paper in here, and usually you put it in the corner. I just put it down wherever. And then I put my stamp on. And then I stamped it with the black first. Then I lifted my stamp. And then I moved my thing over, my magnets, and I moved it over about a 1/16 of an inch of that. Then I went over with my Moroccan orange and put my stamp back down. So it just stamped just beyond the black. And that is how you do like the shadow effect. And the stamp positioner is really good, Misty, Mini Misty, whatever you want to use. And it's just really good for that. Now I'm going to make some little mats for my blessed. And all I'm doing is using the scraps. So I'm going to cut this out. I'm not even going to use a cutting machine. I'm just looking and eyeballing it. And maybe I'll get a straight line, and if not, I'll go back and try to trim it. But I'm not going to sweat it if I don't get a straight line too much. It's rugged, it's rustic, and that's what I want. Then I'm going to hold this on my orange paper. And I'm just going to try to get it like just really close to the edge, just so I have a little bit of orange peeking out of there. Kind of straighten it up. And then I'm just going to go in right there and cut that. Okay. And then I have my little mat, and I'm probably going to wind up cutting some of this off. It's a little long for me, so I'm just going to cut a little bit of it off. Okay, and then I'm going to take my orange one and hold it up on green. So we're just kind of repeating the process of the mats that are on the card base itself. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of the green. And I just really wanted to try to use up some of my scraps, so this is a good way to do that. So then I'm just going to glue this down. Maybe. Oh, my glue's stuck. I've been letting it sit out too long. There we go. And after I get it on, if it needs to be straightened up, you know, I can do all that. Then I'm just going to glue the sentiment down. And I just think it's cute as it can be. Trying to move that over just a little bit. And I'm just going to trim this up a little bit on this side. But I'm not going to be too worried about it. Okay. So then we're just going to put our card base on this mat. On our card. And then I'm going to use some foam to put our little scarecrow on. And these are foam squares from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just cutting them apart. Okay, and I'm just going to decide, I think I'm going to put him about right there. Okay. And then I'm going to take the other little piece of foam that's left over and put it on the back of my sentiment. And just put it right in here somewhere. Okay. And then I'm just going to use some of these little adhesive brown gold. Yeah, them colored orange. Just to give it some sparkle, because y'all know I got to have some kind of sparkle on there. And it's just no rhyme or reason. I'm just putting them on there. I don't usually group, you know, more than 4 or 5. I mean, I don't have an even number on it. That's what I'm trying to say. Phew, I'm having problems talking today. Okay, I think I'll put one more little one right here. Okay. So that is my little card for today. I left the inside blank. And here's the other one that I made. I didn't show it to you, but you'll see it. You would have seen it in the thumbnail. So those are my 2 cards for this week for Card Design Thursday. And they're just so cute. And I love the napkins. I love the wood grain on the napkins. It's just really, really, really pretty. And you can get a different card each time. So you can turn this around to another side, or you can put it at the bottom. It just all depends on what you want to do with it. So I hope you enjoyed this card, and I hope you will try it. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, even though I can't speak today, please hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel so you can come back and see what else I create, and maybe I'll be able to talk better the next time. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again tomorrow with Keto Living. And tonight, don't forget tonight at 7 p.m. we'll be doing Thursday Live. Alright, thanks a lot guys. Bye.